Alright, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College EWD 1000 Web Development Technologies course, I've been creating a series of videos that are based off of the Mozilla Developer Network Learn Web Development series, and I'm in the JavaScript section, building blocks, and build your own function. And if you remember, we had in the last go round, so to speak, of this, where is it? We had this, where now we have set this and set a listener up for this button here, so when we click on it, it brings up a message box right here. Okay, so we've got that. And now we're going to come in, and it says, as it stands, the function is not useful. We don't want to just show the same default message all the time. Let's improve our function by adding some parameters. Remember, parameters are what goes in the parentheses. So we want to change this from the way it currently is, which is expecting no parameters, to expecting two parameters, the message text and the message type. All right, so we want to go in on our display message. So it looks like that's it here. And then we want to replace that with this. All right, so we are now passing in message text and message type. Now when we call the function, we can provide two variable names inside of the parentheses to specify the message to display in the message box and the type of message it is. To make use of the first parameter, update the following line, which has got our text content. Which right now I believe says this is a message box. And it now is going to have, now it will present whatever text we end up passing into it there. All right. So last but not least, you need to update your call to include some updated message text. So change our on-click line, which is right now just as that, to this right here. Now you'll notice that this again is an anonymous function. All right, so let's copy that. So we want to remove this and replace it with this. So what we're saying is when we click the button, we want this anonymous function to be called, which should say, woo, this is a different message. So if you want to specify parameters inside of parentheses for the function we are calling, then we can't call it directly. We need to put it inside of an anonymous function. Key point, if we want to specify parameters inside the parentheses, we can't call it directly. We need to put it inside of an anonymous function. Okay, so that it isn't called immediately. Reload and try the code again, and you'll see it works just fine, except now you can also vary the message inside of the parameter to get different messages displayed in the box. So let's see if indeed that's the case. So we have saved. Whoa, this is a different message. Okay. All right. So again, we've got this display message right here, and we could put anything we wanted to in here. So this is yet another simple message. Whoa, I thought it would have shown that to us. I did not save. I have now. This is yet another simple message. Okay. All right. On to the next parameter. It says this one is going to involve slightly more work. We are going to set it up so that depending on the type of the message, the function will display a different icon and a different background color. So again, what this will do is the way that this displays will be dependent on the information that's passed to it. First of all, download the icons needed for this exercise, the warning and the chat from GitHub. I think I've got this right on the desktop, but I'm not positive. Well, let's see. It is on the desktop under function start. And I'm not seeing it, but I think if I did in all files, I'd see it. There it is, function start. Okay, so now we've got warning. We've got that one. And we're also supposed to download chat. And we'll save that one there as well. So there we go. All right. Next, find the CSS inside of your HTML file. We'll need to make a few changes. First, update the message box width. I'm going to make it wider. It was 200 pixels. We're making it 242 pixels. So there it is. All right. Next, add the following line inside of the message box P rule. Following lines, I should say, which says basically give it a little padding, position it, and don't have it repeat. In other words, there should be only one. All right. Next, we need to add code to our display message function to handle displaying the icons. Add the following block just above the closing curly brace for the display message function. And again, if it's warning, display that, make it red. If it's chat, display that, make it aqua. Otherwise, not doing much. So this should go in right at the bottom of the display message routine. There that is, so right before the ending curly brace, right there. Okay. Here, if the message type parameter is set to warning, the warning icon should be displayed and the background color should be set to red. If it's set to chat, the chat icon should be displayed and the background color should be set to aqua. If it's not set at all or it's something different, then the else is going to be hit. The paragraph is given default padding and no icon and no background color. This provides a default state if no message parameter is provided. All right. Lastly, let's update this. So we were calling it like this. And let's change it first to this one, and then we'll try the other one. In fact, let's leave the first one in there because it doesn't have any message type set. So let's try that one, and it should work exactly the same as it did previously. And you can see it does. All right, but now if we do come in there and replace that display message call with this one, what should happen? Well, it's the warning one, running out of room, so I'm just going to change the message to inbox almost full, delete some emails. So since it's warning, that should be in red now, the background. So let's see if indeed that worked. Refresh, and it's red, inbox almost full, delete some emails. And if we try it one last time here, and we put in the other message, which was a chat, so again, that one should now display in, that one should now display in blue because it's a chat, so the background should be in aqua. So run it again, refresh, and there it is. Now there maybe is too much padding in here. I don't really care. It's not that big a thing. But hopefully you've seen how we can do some customization here. So there is a finished version out there. I think mine worked just fine. All right, again, I would strongly suggest if you have the time, go back and look at this functions thing that's in here. So we have reached the end of this, and as it says, the article took us through the entire process of building a practical custom function. And it says with a bit more work, it could be transplanted into a real project. In the next article, we'll wrap up functions by explaining return values. And I've already gone through a little bit of that already, but we'll get here next. And I will see you with that one in just a couple minutes.